Hi, and welcome back to the Uber Agent UXM Fundamentals course. In this video, we'll cover the architecture to get an overview of Uber Agent's components. Let's begin. Basically, there are two components. The first component is our agent, which you deploy on your endpoints using your preferred enterprise deployment tool, Config Manager, Ivanti, your choice. Our agent runs on Windows 7 and above, so if you want to do physical deployments or VDI, we cover all eligible Windows operating systems. The same for server operating systems. If you're going to use Citrix XenApp or VMware Horizon, that means Server 2008 R2 and above. If Uber Agent is running on a Citrix or VMware machine, it automatically enables various metrics which are only available on these kinds of machines. There's also Uber Agent for macOS since version 6.0 beta. We're aware that we're not the only ones with an agent on your systems. You may already have a backup agent, a software deployment agent, 5 different antivirus agents, and so on. That's why we come with a small footprint. We use approximately 30 megabytes of RAM, less than 0.5% CPU, and no disk I/O at all, because the agent runs entirely in RAM. The only time Uber Agent touches the disk is when it writes to its log file. The second component is the Splunk dashboard app. You may have heard of Splunk. It's a big data tool which reads vast amounts of data and makes that data searchable. It's best known in the security space to collect log files of firewall, routers, etc. But it can do much more also for IT operations, and we make full use of this. We provide an app for your Splunk environment which does the whole visualization for you. We ship more than 50 dashboards to visualize our data collected by the agent in Splunk. But you're not limited to them. You can build your own dashboards at any time. That also means that we do not have our own backend. Instead, we rely 100% on Splunk. In fact, Uber Agent was built from day one with Splunk in mind. Every component in the agent is optimized to work with Splunk. The awesome news for you is you don't need to introduce any further databases, servers, or specific middleware. Just point Uber Agent to your existing Splunk instance and you're ready to start. Uber Agent can be deployed in two ways. Let's start with Architecture A. The setup is really simple. You deploy Uber Agent on your endpoints, so your PCs, laptops, or virtual desktops, and you point Uber Agent directly to Splunk. Uber Agent supports Splunk on premises, so Splunk runs in your data center, or you can use Splunk Cloud. The data can be sent to Splunk via TCP, HTTP, or securely via HTTPS. For the latter, we make use of Splunk's HTTP event collector. Uber Agent buffers the data in RAM. Hence, if the network connection to Splunk is lost, the data is safe. It's sent off to Splunk once the network connection is up again. The second option is using Uber Agent in combination with Splunk's Universal Forwarder. If you're a Splunk customer already, then you might already have it in place. It's a piece of software by Splunk which is very good at collecting log files, the Windows event log, as well as information about running services and connected printers. And if you have deployed the UF already, it might be easier to choose this option and point Uber Agent to the locally installed UF that then takes care of all the data processing to Splunk. Doing so, you don't need to open another port in the firewall, for example. Both options are equal. You can go with A or B. It just depends on what you have and what your requirements are. To sum this up, Uber Agent is a very small agent. It's also easy to deploy. Use what you have, Splunk. There are no requirements for additional databases or middleware components. You can integrate it with the UF. When you combine Uber Agent data with the data you already have in Splunk, you get real end-to-end monitoring from the endpoint through the network into your data center.